Well, it's official. Casemiro set to leave Manchester United at the end of the season, but who's set to follow, especially with Harry Maguire's contract running down until the end of the season? Get involved as usual, your own opinions in the live chat, and we'll try and discuss your comments throughout today's video. Kick us off.
Well, it was clear that Casemiro would be gone by the end of the season. From a club point of view, it's all about cost cutting and the age, getting these players, aging players, off these big contracts. I look at it, United have already lined up a target anyway, and getting the money, cutting, well, the wage bill, shall I say, and it is astronomical what he is on, and the age, absolutely lined up, no two ways about it. He's out, he's announced it, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, Casemiro requested that the news be made public now to avoid inaccurate speculation and focus purely on United's push for a top four finish and a European return.
Well, I'm not surprised that he came out with it to stop the speculation. I mean, the speculation out there on players at Manchester United just goes right over the board. So for me, getting it out now is the right thing to do. You could see what it meant to him winning a game against City in the derby game. Absolutely loved it. You cannot turn round and say he hasn't got it. He loves Manchester United. He turned round, Kobbie Mainoo, other players, talked to him. He's got the enthusiasm. So let's hope he continues that till the end of the season.
Yeah, we had the bomb squad in the last summer.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at it now with Casemiro, the wages he was earning, with or without Champions League football. Harry Maguire, his future's in the balance. So this summer it could be all about a wage dump for INEOS going forward.
Well, I think that's what it is. I think they're trying to get the finances in order. Can't do it straight away. These players, Casemiro, Harry Maguire, coming to the end of the contract. But, you know, you've got to look at Harry Maguire. Is he the next one, the next high earner? Well, you've got to look at Harry Maguire and say to yourself, he's made us all eat our words. I mean, I've had my words on Harry Maguire. He has surprised me, but I give him full credit for his professionalism. The question is, does he stay or does he go? Well, I look at it, does he stay? Possibly. And when I say possibly, if we're in the Champions League, renegotiate a new contract for him. He's not going to play every game. You've said that, give him on lower wages. Will United go out there and replace him with a new centre-half? I did want a centre-half, but for me, it depends on where we finish at the end of the season, where they will talk to Harry Maguire. You can stay, you can go, but here's your new contract. So there's a lot of negotiations to go on with Harry Maguire.
Yeah, with Casemiro, without that Champions League football, obviously there's a clause in there for all players on reduced terms with not playing in the competition. So Casemiro this season was earning a salary of £15.6 million. Harry Maguire as well of £9.8 million. So if them two players if Harry Maguire follows Casemiro out at the door at the end of the season, United are then saving £25.4 million in wages.
Well, you've got to look at that. I mean, £25 million basically saved on wages. And like I say, they've already targeted a midfield player. So they're going to go out there, purchase a player, a really good player, give him decent wages, and they're saving money on it. Now, will they then turn around and get a centre-half for Harry Maguire if he goes? Because I look at it, and there's questions being asked about De Ligt. Will they go in? I think they'll wait for De Ligt to see if it might force their hand. And if they go for a centre-half, that will depend on De Ligt's fitness and where we finish in the league, Champions League football, or just the run-of-the-mill, as some people have been saying, Premier League football. So for me, there's a lot of things to consider with reducing this wage bill and where it can be used. And I think the club have got a plan for it.
Wages aside, costings, etc., do you think Harry Maguire, based on his performances, in particular the last 12 months or so, actually deserves that, let's say, new contract? And it'd probably be a one-year contract as well when you're looking at the makeup of the squad, the centre-halves that we've got currently to choose from.
I think United could wait. I seriously do. I think United will wait and discuss with him over a new contract based on where they finish. And I think Harry knows that. So for me, he's not a certainty, and nor should he be, an ageing player who tells us himself that his body can't take the rigours game after game. So for me, Champions League football, Will he be in? Will he be out? I'm not too sure. I think United might target a proper centre-half, and they will have to target a proper centre-half if De Ligt also doesn't recover. So for me, Harry Maguire, it's in the balance. Would I say no? No, I wouldn't say no to Harry Maguire. I think it's been the proper professional. But the thing is, it's the wages, £190,000 a week. So for me, that's way over the top when you look at what INEOS are trying to set a budget at with these players. So for me, it's in the balance.
Would you not be comfortable then with Euro, Heaven, De Ligt and Martinez going into next season then without Harry Maguire?
No, at this moment, I am not. I wouldn't have that at all, because De Ligt, for me, is a big worry, and I've been saying it for a long time. If he doesn't recover soon, I've got a fear that he's out, and I think that's what United will wait for. They will wait and see and make a decision once they know what the long-term future will be on De Ligt. So Maguire, everything hangs in the balance. Money, age, other players. Have United targeted a centre-half? And I still think if De Ligt doesn't recover, I think they've still got to target a centre-half and possibly keep Maguire as well.
Going back onto Casemiro, leaving at the end of the season, let me know what you think his time's like. Well, his time's been like at Manchester United, but with them wages and the actual saving the club are going to be saving, they can go and get 2 midfielders there and put them on 100 to 150 grand a week, and that's the price of one.
I'm not too sure whether they'll go for two midfielders. I think they might just go for one midfielder. And like I say, I'm not changing my mind. And I've not changed my mind, regardless of the situation, that United need a centre-half. So I think the first 2 signings have to be a centre-half and a midfielder. And you also have to look at, are they going to get players out? So if they get players out, there might be a surplus to go push for the high-value other midfield player, what we've all been screaming for.
On to other news, but sticking into that midfield area, I mean, Fabrizio Romano come out yesterday. Sky Sports also saying that Mainoo's contract is now a priority for Manchester United. Mainoo is happy to stay, but talks set to begin soon. United see him as a crucial part of the club's future. I mean, what a turnaround that is.
I don't actually believe it, to be honest with you. I think the news and the hype on Mainoo has just gone way, way overboard. He's performed really, really well against Manchester City, but there's a long way to go here. There is 16 games to go, and you cannot dismiss the fact that he has turned down 3 contract offers. So for me, he thinks he deserves more money than other players. Well, his performances haven't been up to what you would expect. So whose fault's that? Is it Mainoo's? Is it Ruben Amorim's fault for not playing him, for keeping him out the side, blocking his place because of Bruno? I'm not too sure here. What does he deserve? What was the last contract offer? He's turned it down. That's 3. Now, for me, that's a big worry. Big worry when you look at the mindset. Play for Manchester United, a young lad. Right, just sign a contract. Yeah. Right, 2-3 years, renegotiate it then. But you've got to put in the performances. You've got to achieve. Me, I look at it from the outside. I might be wrong, might be 100% wrong. I look at it, he wanted the money before achieving something. Now, I don't look at life like that. You've got to achieve, then you get your rewards. And for me, he wanted it before he achieved anything. So for me, I think the media are right behind Mainoo. They've got a story, what they continue pushing out there. Back Mainoo. Mainoo's a great player. Mainoo's this, Mainoo's that. That's all you hear from the media. And the facts are, he turned down 3 contract offers. So for me, that's a big worry.
Been speculation, or should I say reports, over the last couple of days as well, that Ajax are put inquiries in for Manuel Ugarte as well, and you would probably expect the same to happen again, maybe with Ajax or other clubs come the summertime. So with Casemiro leaving, you know, still doubts about Ugarte's long-term future. You probably add Bruno Fernandes into the mix there as well. I mean, there's got to be some real big decisions to be made before this season ends, surely, because with that World Cup coming up, I mean, players go off to the World Cup. They don't want to know anything about the current club side or any potential moves. They're concentrating solely on that. So,
well, if there's any truth on Ugarte being possibly loaned out, that means his career at Manchester United is over. I'm not too sure on that. I think they'll just see how the next 16 games go, how he performs in this new system under Carrick. You just don't know what's going to come round the corner. He might improve. I've liked Ugarte. I liked him last season in quite a few games. Yes, he was hit and miss, but who wasn't hit and miss? So for me, I think the next 16 games, Ugarte's got a lot to prove. Has he got a future here? I hope so. I think he will be used. And if he puts in half-decent performances, minimum, I think they'll look at it and say, right, hang on, let's look at the squad, size of the squad. Are we in the Champions League? Will we need a big squad? Well, I do believe we will need a big squad, and people like Ugarte will be used on a regular basis.
David Ornstein as well come out yesterday saying, I do think it's potentially a heavy summer coming for Manchester United in terms of recruitment. What do you think to that? I mean, we're just discussing the midfield right now, Casemiro leaving, 50-50 on Ugarte's future, possibly as well with Bruno Fernandes. So these are the players that will need replacing. And also, if you factor in, if we do qualify for the Champions League or European competition, more games to be played, this squad will need to be a lot bigger as well.
I've said it before, people out there, they could easily just name 5 or 6 players they would want to change in the summer. But bringing them in, that's the problem. Have they got the targets? They clearly have got targets for midfield players. But in other positions, I'm not too sure. And at the end of the day, will Carrick be in charge? Will a new manager be in charge? These are all the things you've got to factor in about making decisions about players coming in. What's the style going to... Is it going to change? Is the new manager not happy with some of these players? So for me, if Carrick's the manager, you don't know where it's going to go. A new manager comes in, you don't know where it's going to go. I think what we all have to do is the speculation with players coming in. I think you have to wait until nearer the end of the season to see exactly where we are in the league and how players perform. Some players have performed really poorly in this squad over the last 12, 18 months, but they might turn it round and they might be the player who we thought we'd bought.
Tell you what, if Carrick does put in, and the players, some good results, more wins and draws than losses, and then gets Champions League football, the noise will only get louder though. Well, for him to maybe get the actual job on a permanent basis. I mean, for me personally, I've said my 2 choices out there, and I've said it for a couple of years now in Unai Emery and Tuchel. For me, you've got that Glasner, whose contract's up in the summertime. He'll probably get thrown into the mix as well. But if Carrick was to get Champions League football, I'm picking Michael Carrick over Glasner every single day. And I'm saying that right now, and I'll stick with that.
Well, the noise will get louder and louder. You've got to look for Carrick to get Champions League football, 16 games to go. He's got to win a minimum of 10 games. Yeah. Now, someone who wins 10 games, okay, right? Everyone's going to be cheering him. The fans are going to be cheering him. So the noise will get louder and louder. But it's a big ask. 10 games to win. I mean, I don't know where it's going to go. I don't think anyone does. I think this is like the hope for Carrick. Get a push. Get these players playing football. Get the wins. Get the 3 points under the belt. But 10 wins, do you really realistically think that can happen with this squad? Some people don't think that. I think it's a good squad. I think they've got opportunities now. And the belief, what you've seen against City, can that continue? Can that get you 10 wins?
Indeed.
And that's, listen, it's massive. So it's all right, everyone just sat round sort of going, yeah, get Champions League football. But it takes 10 wins minimum. It might even take more.
I was listening to a couple of ex-Arsenal players, one of them this morning, Ray Parlour as well, on the radio, and we said to each other at the time, didn't we, that he doesn't actually sound confident that Arsenal will actually definitely get the win against United on the weekend, which to me was actually pretty strange considering where Arsenal are in the table, looking in a healthy position to win the league where Man United are currently as well. But I think that performance, what United give against City, it sort of maybe put doubts in a lot of people's minds here that if they do get some momentum, United, they will be very hard to stop.
Yeah, listen, if they keep that momentum up, they will be very hard to stop. But then you look at Arsenal, what is their momentum? It's stop, start, stop, start. Yeah. So when you watch a performance like Manchester United did against City, it was continuous 90 minutes. Yes, they defended, but what they did, they were constantly going forward. They were never looking to play it back, never to slow the game down. So there's 90 minutes of competitive football, what United are going to produce. And that's what you want right throughout the season. That's what you want to see from a Manchester United side. And I go back to Kieran talking about Carrick, right? He has to win minimum 10 games quick enough.
Talking about players leaving, players possibly coming in, but, you know, if they do go for a manager or a head coach, the official title, I mean, he needs to be in before the World Cup starts, though, to sit down with the people in the background, the recruitment staff, to also have a say in what players he would like to bring into the club.
Listen, they've got the targets. Who's going to buy them? Is it going to be the manager? Is it going to be the club? Yeah. They've got targets. The manager, never mind the manager, the players should be targeted and be signed before the season ends. But it is imperative we sort the manager out before the end of the season. And if Carrick goes on this magical run to get us in the Champions League, target the manager and go all out for him. That's what they should do. Yep. Yes, they'll be under pressure if Carrick performs and gets this team playing and gets them in the right position, but they have to target a manager. There's no ifs or buts about it, in my view. Anything more to add, though, before we wrap it up? Well, they say they know what they're doing. They say they want best in class and that. So they've got to go out there and prove it now. They've got to go out there and prove, right, that under Carrick, the next 16 games, right, that they've got it at the end, and then start asking the awkward questions. Just like to thank you all for joining us today. Thought I'd just do a bit of a brief video, to be fair, on that official news about Casemiro, who's set to follow him as well, especially with Harry Maguire's future still up in the air and in the balance. We will be back tomorrow to do a match preview ahead of that Manchester United versus Arsenal game, getting up all the news around Michael Carrick's press conference as well. So come and join us at 2:30, get that notification on, and we'll have a good old Manchester United chat. You enjoy your Friday, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Much love. Thank you. Thank you.